Hey guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. I'm back. First thing I want to say is Happy New Year's Eve, because it's December 31st, around 4:30 p.m. By the time you're watching this, it'll be close to 5, if not after 5 p.m. But anyway, Happy New Year's Eve. I hope 2021 is better than 2020 for everyone for obvious reasons. But today, I am here to do some more NBA content. I know the 2020-21 NBA season started last Tuesday, but I want to get my thoughts on some of the aspects of the game. So I'm here to predict all the awards, including the coveted MVP and Rookie of the Year awards. I know I did a point guard and shooting guards tier rankings video, but I'm not going to do that for small forward, power forward, and center. There's just too many other videos I have to get out with football, basketball, NFL, and NBA, and on my gaming channel. I'll plan better next year, but sorry about that. But I'm just going to be doing, for right now in today's video, I'm going to be doing the NBA award prediction. So let's get started. So we're going to start with Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year, because they kind of go hand in hand. So I have a top three, and then a dark horse, number one being who I think will win it, and then 2, 3 speaks for itself, and then dark horse who I don't think will win it, but could win it if the opportunity / situation presents itself. So anyway, the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3, 2, and then the dark horse, and then my number one. So for Coach of the Year, my number 3 choice for Coach of the Year is Rick Carlisle of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Dallas Mavericks have struggled a bit early in the season, but I think if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, Rick Carlisle should be in contention. I know for the NFL postseason isn't included in awards, and I know for the NBA it's probably not either, but Rick Carlisle has to be considered heavily, in my opinion, because the Dallas Mavericks do really well. I know they won't get Kristaps Porzingis back till January, even late January, maybe even early February now, because apparently he had a setback. His recovery isn't going as smoothly and as smoothly as planned. But yeah, number 3, Rick Carlisle of the Dallas Mavericks. Number 2 for Coach of the Year, I have Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns. A lot of people are picking him to win it. A lot of them are picking him to win it. I just don't think he will win it. He's close with number 1 for me, but Monty Williams, they went 8-0 in the bubble. Monty Williams coaching the Phoenix Suns went 8-0 in the bubble this year, the Orlando bubble. They had to play there because of the coronavirus, COVID problems, if you don't know, and they still didn't make the Western Conference playoffs. There's a lot of West teams that if you saw my standings video, I do have them making it. The standings predictions video last week, I do have them making the 7th seed just above the Warriors in the Western Conference. I have them 7 and Warriors 8. Go check that out if you missed it or anything. I will link it in the description below. Anyways, let's see. And then, okay, so before I reveal my number 1, I'll have an honorable mention / dark horse. Who can win it if it presents itself? Doc Rivers of the Philadelphia 76ers. If he can work well with the Sixers, if he can make Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons gel like we've hoped for years since 2 of them have been drafted, then he'll win it. So yeah, dark horse is Doc Rivers of the Sixers, Philadelphia 76ers, in my opinion. Number 1, my personal prediction to win Coach of the Year is Steve Nash of the Brooklyn Nets. He has an opportunity to work with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Steve Nash played himself, so even though he's never been a head coach in the league before, or an associate coach or assistant coach at all at any level, college, high school, anything, he has a lot of experience and knowledge playing from his playing days, just being around the game for a long time. So I think Steve Nash will win Coach of the Year. Next, we go to Executive of the Year, because it's kind of similar to Coach of the Year. You need a good executive to run your team. This can be like a general manager or president or a higher up official. So yeah. Okay, so number 3, I have Daryl Morey of the Philadelphia 76ers. Again, he's not their GM. Their GM is Elton Brand, but their president is Daryl Morey, and apparently he wants to keep Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid instead of trading like Ben Simmons for James Harden, because he wants to see what they can do together, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Daryl Morey controls this team. He had him and Mike D'Antoni had a kind of messy ending in Houston, but if he can turn it around and turn the Sixers franchise around and make them an elite contender this year, then yeah, he's got a real shot at winning it. Number 2 is John Horst. Yeah, John Horst, general manager of the Bucks. He kept Chris Middleton. He did not give in. He signed Giannis into the Kuumba. He signed Giannis to the Supermax just before the season started, like a couple weeks ago. He traded for Drew Holiday. He still has Dante DiVincenzo. If he can make all these pieces work together and finally get to the finals, then yeah, he'll be in it. I know postseason doesn't matter, but in the back of my head it does. So yeah. Next, my dark horse to win Executive of the Year is. I'm sorry about that. My dark horse to win Executive of the Year is Rafael Stone. Yeah, Rafael Stone, general manager of the Rockets. He was the assistant general manager, I think, and they never found a new general manager once Daryl Morey exited. So for right now and for the foreseeable future, it's Rafael Stone. But if he can make John Wall and James Harden work together and maybe make James Harden stay and make him happy again and build around him, then maybe like rejuvenate John Wall, keep all the pieces intact, then yeah, he could have a real shot at winning it if this situation if the opportunity presents itself. So yeah, Rafael Stone is a very legitimate dark horse in my opinion to win Executive of the Year. But number one, my personal pick to win Executive of the Year is Rob Pelinka of the Los Angeles Lakers. I know he won it last year, but I think he's gonna go back to back. The Lakers, even though they won a championship, I've been talking about this all year, all offseason. They got Marc Gasol. They signed Marc Gasol away from the Toronto Raptors. They signed Montrezl away from their crosstown rival, the Los Angeles Clippers. They signed Wesley Matthews away from the Milwaukee Bucks, who's an old veteran, but steady leadership and can still shoot the ball really well. They re-signed Contavious Caldwell-Pope. They re-signed Markieff Morris, who doesn't play a big role, but still. They re-signed Quinn Cook, who can give you solid minutes off the bench. So, I know they lost Rajon Rondo, but they replaced that with Wesley Matthews and they traded for Dennis Schroeder. So their depth is pretty good right now. They're really good, in my opinion. So, Rob Pelinka, if he can make all those moves gel, which so far it seems like they are. I know it was rough opening night against the Clippers. But yeah, if he can make all those gel, that's my personal pick for Executive of the Year. Now, back to the beginning. So, we got after Executive of the Year, we got Rookie of the Year. There were a lot of people, this was kind of hard, but number 3, I got LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. A lot of people in the NBA community, in the NBA fandom, in the NBA circles are picking LaMelo Ball to win Rookie of the Year, like run away with it. I just don't think he fits well in Charlotte. I questioned it when he was drafted. Not really, but I thought about it more, and I questioned it in the ensuing weeks after he was drafted. And, like, they have Devontae Graham, they have Terry Rozier, they have Miles Bridges. They have Gordon Hayward. They have a logjam at that guard spot, and I don't think LaMelo Ball is even starting. I think it's Devontae Graham, technically. So, and Terry Rozier went off for 42 points on opening night. So that's something. LaMelo Ball, I don't think will have the greatest opportunities, and he's struggling so far. So I don't think he will win it. But he's number 3. Number 2 is Obi Toppin of the New York Knicks. A big man tandem of Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson could be very good for a future. They obviously want to build around Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, but mainly Obi Toppin and RJ Barrett. And if they can get like someone like Cade Cunningham or Jonathan Kuminga in the 2021, this upcoming draft this year, because this draft is very good, or like Josh Christopher is an underrated guy, then maybe they can. But for right now, I'm going to pick Obi Toppin just because I think of ample amount of opportunities in New York, and I think he'll be really well. They should be starting him because they can have him at the small forward, Julius Randle at power forward. They got rid of Taj Gibson and Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock's still in there, but they got rid of Taj Gibson, so that's good. So yeah, Obi Toppin. Before I reveal it, number 1, a dark horse for winning Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, is Tyrese. These guys are so close. I'm going to add in a dark horse. Tyrese Halliburton of the Sacramento Kings and Killian Hayes of the Detroit Pistons. Both these teams, I mean, Sacramento maybe has a bit more of a future, but Buddy Hield wants out. But Tyrese Halliburton will be a backup to De'Aaron Fox for right now. But I think he could win, come off the bench. But I would give the little edge to Killian Hayes because he's going to start over Derrick Rose at point guard for the Pistons. So yeah, but both of them could be grouped together. But I'm going to give the little dark horse edge to Killian Hayes. Next to those, my dark horse, Killian Hayes / Tyrese Halliburton. Next, number 1, James Wiseman of the Golden State Warriors. He's played really well. Like, his 3-point shooting, his volume and ability to shoot it is really impressive to me. Sorry about that. It's really impressive to me. he can not shoot the lights up, but he's a good shooting big man in this league already. He can run to the rim. He can catch a lot of lobs. His assists are good too. I just think he's gonna be he's a budding star. So that's my personal pick to win Rookie of the Year. James Wiseman, center of the Golden State Warriors, the number 2 overall pick in this past year's draft. Next, DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year. Number 3, I have Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers. Ben Simmons is stingy on defense. He is tall, but he doesn't really get many blocks because he's a point guard. But he gets those steals. He'll lock you up. He'll lock you down. And it's hard to score on him just because of those steals. If you can get inside on him, yeah, you can score because he doesn't get many blocks. And his wingspan isn't very good compared to big or tall compared to other NBA players, but his steals are out of this world and his defense is really good. So Ben Simmons, number 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. Number 2 is Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. Now he does get a lot of blocks. He is stingy, Giannis. He's always in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Next, for Vilman, number 1, dark horse is Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat. A lot of people have him winning it this year. I don't have him even in the top 3, but I think he's a big body guy. I think he's improving as the years go on. I really like Bam. He's a gritty hard work on defense, so he's a dark horse for me from the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo. Number 1, my personal pick to win Defense Player of the Year, Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers. Really nothing to explain here. Los Angeles Lakers, the Lakers will be rolling with Anthony Davis, AD, that is Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Dennis Schroeder. They have a good depth, but Anthony Davis is always a defensive problem. So I'm going to give the nod to Anthony Davis for my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Almost done here. Next, sixth man of the year. So for sixth man of the year, I have number 3. For sixth man of the year, I have Norman Powell of the Toronto Raptors. He can give you solid minutes. He's risen in a couple recent years. Risen in the recent years in terms of talent, in terms of like decision making, his shooting. Sometimes he needs to dial back to shooting sometimes, but he can shoot surprisingly well from the 3-point line. So yeah, number 2, sixth man of the year, Carmelo Anthony of the Portland Trailblazers. I didn't think there were rumors of him returning to the New York Knicks, but I knew all along that the Portland Trailblazers would re-sign Carmelo Anthony. Oh, yeah, but he come off the bench. He can give you a spark. He rejuvenated his career, if you want to say. Well, not if you want to say. He did rejuvenate his career. He did rejuvenate his career last year, his first year with the Blazers, after he got a buyout from the Rockets or something. So, yeah. For review, my number 1, as always, dark horse, for defense, for sixth man of the year, we have Shake Milton of the Philadelphia 76ers. I really like how Shake Milton of the Sixers. I really like how Shake Milton is developing. He's a good backup to Ben Simmons / Tobias Harris. He can just play any position. He can play point guard, shooting guard, or small forward. He can play the 1, 2, or 3, like I just said. Point guard, shooting guard, or small forward. The 1, 2, or 3. I really like how he's developing. He can learn. I think Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey, especially Doc Rivers, because he's the head coach, will develop him really well. So Shake Milton, he does a lot of things very well, in my opinion. I think he'll take that next step this year. That's why he's a dark horse for me for sixth man of the year. But my number 1, my personal pick to win sixth man of the year is Montrezl Harrell. Every year it seems like it's Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell. All these other guys have a shot, but I'm picking Montrezl Harrell for me because he's backing up Marc Gasol. I think he'll get ample opportunities. I think, in Los Angeles, he's a steady veteran leader. So yeah, Montrezl Harrell, it's either him or Lou Williams every year, but Montrezl Harrell of the Los Angeles Lakers is my pick for sixth man of the year. Next, most improved player. Number 3, I have DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. I think he'll work really well. He's a budding star, in my opinion, even though he was suspended for like 25 games last year. But he's still a budding star, in my opinion. He'll benefit from the elite court vision and passing of Chris Paul, and he'll work well with pick and rolls with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. So yeah, I'm just really high on DeAndre Ayton this year. I think he'll be really good. The Suns are going to be really good too. But next, I got number 2, MPJ, or Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets. I think he's about to go off this year. The Nuggets, I can't wait to see their young players. Bobo, Michael Porter Jr. They got a steal on RJ Hampton in the draft, in my opinion. I forgot who else it was, but especially Michael Porter Jr. in the bubble. He went off last year. He was really good in the bubble, and I just can't wait to see. I think he'll build on that. So, yeah. And then, before I reveal number one, as always here, Dark Horse for Most Improved Player, Marvin Bagley of the Sacramento Kings. He's close to bust territory in many people's eyes. I'm kind of in the middle. He is close to bust territory for me, too. But I'm not going to say he's a bust already like many other people are. I think he's a dark horse for Most Improved Player this year. So, yeah, Marvin Bagley is a dark horse for Most Improved, legit dark horse for Most Improved Player this year if everything goes well for him. Number one, as always, my personal pick for Most Improved Player, Zion Williamson, the New Orleans Pelicans. I know this might seem like an obvious pick, but I'm surprised like not many people are picking him. He missed a lot of the season last year, and he was just getting in his groove when the NBA season shut down and moved to the bubble because of coronavirus, because of COVID, obviously. And when they got to the bubble, the Pelicans, including Zion did okay, but the Pelicans, like Lonzo Ball and Brandon and the rest of them didn't really do that good. So I wasn't impressed, but Zion Williamson, I think, will go off this year. So Zion Williamson is my personal pick for Most Improved Player this year. Next, we already did exactly here. Last award we got here is the coveted Most Valuable Player Award, the all-important Most Valuable Player Award, or better known as MVP. So I'll give you my top 3, 2, and then Dark Horse, then my personal pick, which is number 1. So number 3 to win MVP, I have LeBron James of the Lakers. The reason why he's number 3 is because I just think these other two guys ahead of him have a better shot at winning it this year. So, yeah, but LeBron James is always in that conversation. He just turned 36 yesterday, but he's still really good in my opinion. So, yeah. Number 2 for MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. This would be the third year in a row where he wins MVP, but I don't think he will win. If you guys probably know number 1 already, but number 2 is Giannis. I don't think he'll win this year. This guy ahead of him is just better, tad better, more chance in my opinion. So Dark Horse, for I reveal number 1, Dark Horse is Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers. So it would be crazy if Anthony Davis brought home the MVP award and Defensive Player of the Year award. I don't think Anthony Davis has that much volume, is better than LeBron, Giannis, and number 1, who I'm going to say in a minute here, but I don't think he's better than those 3 guys, but he's still very legit Dark Horse. But yeah, number 1 is Luka Doncic. You probably figured that out already from context clues. But number 1 is Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Mavericks will be very good this season. I know Luka's the favorite of the Vegas betting odds, obvious pick, but I think Luka will go off this year. So yeah, I don't think he's reached his peak yet, honestly. I think he'll be an MVP in years to come, but I think he'll even win it this year. So my personal pick for MVP is Luka Doncic. So anyways, guys, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with my award predictions? I will have NFL award predictions after this Sunday, so probably next Monday when I get home from school. Week 17 wrap up. I will have those. But anyways, guys, tell me your awards in the comments down below. This is Basketball Star 1130. Bye.